It's April 27th. Welcome to The Daily. I'm Jason Seguini, and with me is Simon Borg. Simon, the news out of Houston yesterday was not good. Geoff Cameron out for the season.
It's not only bad news for Houston, but also American soccer. Geoff Cameron is clearly one of the best up-and-coming young talents in American soccer, and his development is going to be delayed and stunted by a year.
Yeah, unfortunate for Houston, who looks now will be putting Brad Davis probably in the attacking midfield. Lavelle Palmer's been great in the holding midfield spot for them. So you'd think that Brad Davis moves into the middle, Corey Ash comes on the left side, and hopefully for Houston they find some of the younger guys on their bench to add depth.
Yeah, I think Brad Davis is the really only creative option on that team left over. And then Ash can fill in pretty effectively on the flanks, either flank. So I think that's the plan they're going to go with.
In New England, similar news. Shalrie Joseph, not injury related or not that we know of, but takes an indefinite leave from the team. No word yet on the real reasoning behind it, but that's also not good news for New England, who rely on Shalrie Joseph big time in the midfield.
Right. In recent games, many have been pointing to the fact that Shalrie's been out, as pointing to the fact that the Revs have not had much punch, much life, much fight in them. But the Revs are going to have to get past Shalrie Joseph, the dependency they have on Shalrie Joseph. He's not going to be there forever. Right. And I think it's a great challenge for Steve Nicol from a tactical standpoint, especially after he had some issues tactically against Colorado over the weekend. We'll see how he can overcome this loss.
Yeah, and we'll see if the guys like Perovic and Phelan can fill in that midfield. And really, I mean, they haven't been playing together for too long, so maybe it's just going to take some time for them to learn each other's tendencies and hopefully produce for New England out of the midfield. Moving on to a big U.S. Open Cup game tonight. Philadelphia back in New York after just a couple days difference. What are you expecting to see from the game tonight?
Well, Jason, I was expecting to see Hans Backe back his words and really put a first team on the field and try to get the U.S. Open Cup and advance in this play-in game. But he has since backtracked now and says that he will go with some reserves. And I think what we're left with is to really see if we get the number 2 pick, Tony Chani, going up against number 1 in Danny Mwanga.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see them match up on the field, hopefully together. I mean, for me, I love seeing the young guys get time out on the field. So I'm not really as concerned with Backe not playing the starters because I want to see Tony Chani on the field. I want to see Austin Deleuze on the field. If those guys can, get out there, show something, think about the depth that adds to a team like New York. As for Philadelphia, you think they're going to play some starters here and hopefully knock New York out of this?
If you read what Novak has to say about this, you're assuming that he's really going to take it seriously and put some starters out there. But I think Union fans, if there's one player they want to see on the field, it's Brad Knighton. After what Chris Seitz has gone through the last few games, I think the Union fans want to see if Brad Knighton brings a little something different to the team and is maybe a little more solid and sound back there. And I think a good game today might open the door for Novak to pick him for future league games.
Yeah, I think it's confidence that they're looking for out of their goalkeeper. Whether it's Chris Seitz or Brad Knighton, I mean, Seitz has made some good saves this season, but he's also made so many mistakes that you feel like his confidence is shot, the defense's confidence in him might be shot. So Brad Knighton getting in there today maybe can prove to Novak and to the team that he is confident, he's the guy that they should be going with. Simon, we've kicked it around for a long time now. We're finally going to get it because we had to after this week. Tuesdays will now provide us with a chance to do the not goal of the week. And this week's not goal of the week has to be Kai Kamara on the goal line. You got to put that away.
Jason, he's making headlines all over the world. Every site you go to around the world, they're featuring this video clip. The Sun calls it the miss of the century. Poor Kai, and he wants to make up for this bad.
Yeah, and actually this week there was a couple other people who could have been nominated for it. So I think Andy Iro, Jack McInerney maybe, guys like that are happy that Kamara's miss was so bad that theirs was overshadowed.
Yeah, Andy, what are you doing on this play? Bouncing the ball right in front of the goal. He was unobstructed. And then McInerney had a little bit of a more difficult time, Jason.
Yeah. He's young, though. We shouldn't be picking on him yet. That's all the time we have for today's Daily. Check back tomorrow for more.